My name is Leslie Coolidge, and I'm running for Congress in the 6th District because 2012 is a critical election for our country. Our current Congress is not taking our country in the right direction. Instead of being focused on reviving our economy, creating jobs, and moving America toward the future, Congress is arguing over what should be settled law. I became interested in running when I watched the debt ceiling debate last summer, when I realized that our current Congress was playing political football with the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. And I realized we needed to send people to Washington who are going to be serious about dealing with the real issues facing our country. I believe I am such a person because I think I have a very appropriate background to deal with those issues. I grew up in San Diego, the daughter of a World War II Navy veteran who went to college on the GI Bill and would never have gone to college without the GI Bill. He ultimately became a high school history teacher where he was very involved with his union. I was fortunate enough to have a very wonderful public school education in California, and I realize how important it is that we restore public education to being a real resource for our country. Based on that wonderful education and wonderful teachers, I was fortunate enough to attend Harvard University, where I majored in government. Once I graduated, I became a CPA and joined one of the Big Four accounting firms where I spent 28 years. I've worked with everything from Fortune 500 companies to technology startups, and I've worked all over the world. And I think all of that's very relevant experience to deal with the issues that we're facing at the moment. My personal passion, though, is the environment, and I serve on the board of several not-for-profit organizations that are involved in environmental causes. Our current Congress should be focused on restoring our economy to growth and on creating jobs. We should be doing that through rebuilding our existing infrastructure, through dealing with the deferred maintenance of our roads, our bridges, our schools. But we should also be investing in the future. We should be building high-speed rail. We should be creating a clean energy economy. And we need to continue to invest in basic research that will create the industries of the future that we can't even imagine today. Second, we need to make sure that Social Security and Medicare are fiscally sound long into the future. I want to look at the underlying numbers behind both of those programs and make sure that we understand what their current situation is, that we don't react based on rhetoric, that we actually make decisions based on facts to make sure that those programs that are so important to the middle class are there long into the future. Third, I want to make sure that we revise our tax policies so that it is fundamentally fair to everyone. We need to let the Bush tax cuts expire. We need to make sure that earned income is not taxed at a higher rate than investment income. This is just about fundamental fairness. But instead of dealing with issues like this, our current Congress is trying to undermine settled law from the 60s and 70s. We're having a debate around women's health care. We're talking about undermining the EPA. We're also talking about basic voting rights. These are all things that we should have left behind us in the 60s and 70s that we should not be dealing with in 2012. And if I'm elected to Congress, I will make sure that we're not discussing those items, that we're really dealing with the issues of today. Thank you.